Dear Anthony, so I have a bunch of stuff planned to talk to you about, but I was having this discussion last night with somebody about something that happened recently in my career, and it made me think, oh wow, okay, I got to do a video about this for Anthony and anybody else who cares. And this video is about black holes. There are people that we commonly refer to as black holes in the industry. What's a black hole? A black hole is somebody who sucks the energy out of you and messes with your career. They may not even do it on purpose, but they're just bad news and you got to stay away from them. So how do you do that? Well, everything that you have in your artistic life is very personal. It's yours, right? And you know better than anybody how you feel about being represented and presented to the world at large. Okay? So you have to take command of that. And what I mean by that is, yes, you're going to have booking agents and managers, promoters, whatever involved in your career, other musicians, producers, engineers, whatever. You have to use common sense to not get involved with people that are going to mess you up. And what I mean by that, okay, so let me use an example. So I just spent 2.5 years wooing and cajoling, massaging, smoothing a record label to release a group that I work with. Okay? Now, we did this project they really, really liked, and they wanted it really badly. And yet there was one person whose work was attached to this project that held the control over the whole thing. Now, I didn't like that idea up front, and I let my bandmates know about it, but I was assured it was under control. I met with this person, didn't give me a lot of confidence that it was under control, but even they said it was under control. 6 months of meetings, several meetings, contract negotiations, comes down to where we have to press the record because to meet the release date and to get the promo stuff out to the press and everything. Dude doesn't sign the contract. After we bent over backwards to give him everything he wanted to make this happen, because it was important for us, but frankly, it was also important for him because he's not really a big time dude. He put the kibosh on the whole thing. We don't know why, kind of a passive aggressive person. That's another lesson, stay away from passive aggressive people. If someone can't tell you what they want and what their real motivation is, you probably shouldn't be doing business with them because they're just going to mess you up. And in this case, it messed us up big time. Now, as I said, I kind of saw it coming, but I'm still crushed and disappointed because now our release isn't happening, etc., etc. So, how do we avoid this? If I had handled this situation from the beginning, and I'm not holding one of my bandmates responsible for this because he did everything in his power to make this work. But I kind of warned him that I thought that this person was a black hole. My instinct told me they were a black hole. The amount of time and energy that went into satisfying this person to make this work was not worth it. I knew it up front. So when you meet people, it's like a psychologist told me once, I was working with someone in the film business and I was like, man, I can't get the damn guy to answer the phone and give me answers and deal with me in a forthright and direct manner when I need it in a timely fashion. And she gave me a great bit of advice. She said, look, tell this person up front that if you're going to work together, you need them to respond to you and pick up the phone and deal with the situation or you're not going to do business with them. I mean, it's that simple, right? So that's the way you should approach everything. If you got to use common sense, again, if someone can't be straight with you and give you straight answers right from the get-go, our grandfather, Anthony, had a saying, I used to ask him all the time, Grandpa, you don't have contracts with all these people you do business with. And he was like, Eddie, if you can't do business on a handshake, a piece of paper ain't worth spit. And he's right, okay? So you have to use your instinct. You have to use your common sense. And that may mean bringing other people in to get advice, to sit in on meetings with them, with people who are, desire to work with you, to find out if that's really worth it for you. Because it might not be. It just might not be worth it. And if it's not worth it, walk away now, because they're just going to suck your time and energy, and that's what you don't have enough of. None of us do. So use your common sense, suss people out from the get-go. If someone keeps promising something and they don't come up with it within a certain amount of time, walk away. I know it's frustrating. I know it's you have invested yourself and your time into this. Walk away. Our grandmother, Grandma C had a saying too. If someone doesn't show up within 20 minutes of the appointment time that you set, leave, because they're not coming. These are all really good bits of advice I've taken with me, and they almost always, if not always, are true. Okay? So you got to use common sense, bring other people in to suss out, friends, trusted, loved ones, anybody you trust their judgment, people with good judgment. You want to surround yourself with people with good judgment, and rely on them to judge situations for you. But again, use your instincts. You'll just kind of know when it doesn't feel right. I don't care how bad you want something. If it doesn't feel right, if they're not being forward and straight with you and giving you the answers you need, no matter how bad you think you need them, walk away. Because it's just going to be more pain and a lot of effort. It's just going to be more pain later and a lot of effort in between. It's a case-by-case basis. You just got to suss it out one at a time. But it's funny because this conversation I was having last night, I said to somebody, I said, you know what? Talking about this screwed up record deal thing. I was like, at every point in my career, even when I was on drugs, I still worked my ass off. And at every point in my career that something has gone wrong, a major roadblock, a barrier, or a bridge being cut out from under me, it's been because of somebody else. Now, that's not to say I haven't made mistakes, and I own up to all of them. But every major stumbling block in my career has been because of a black hole. Honest to God. I've still moved forward. I've still had a good career. I'm happy. I'm comfortable with that. But it takes a lot of luck and being in the right place. But every time that happened, a black hole got in my way. So just be careful. Don't become overinvested in any one person. Make sure that the ground rules are set with you before you do business together, and make sure it's understood what you expect from them going forward. And if that isn't met, you will not proceed with them anymore. And also, don't sign any contracts without an out clause for yourself, especially if you're not fully don't sign a contract if you're not fully comfortable with someone. Just don't do it, okay? But make sure you have an out clause for just this reason. Sometimes people don't do it on purpose. Sometimes people are just messed up. Sometimes everybody wants to be in the entertainment business and they really can't come through. But it's on you. So that's what I got to say for today. Avoid the black holes. Use your judgment. Bring other people in. Don't sign deals. Frankly, if you can't, Grandpa's right, frankly. If you can't do a deal on a handshake, it's not worth spit. But you have to have an excellent judge and assessment of their character before you do anything in the first place. So anyway, that's my little rant for the day. Questions below. I got a really, really good video coming up for you because I got a friend of mine coming into a little chat. And this friend of mine has over 110 singles that have been on the Billboard charts. So you better tune in. All right. Peace. Talk to you next time.